time you were doing it and they were telling you didn't listen. I see your name is in the document. Presented to the document owner now, who's the president, by the team Oral. Nathan Kofi Boache, Samuel Okujetua Blakwa, Martin Pebu, Daniel Yadomelevo, Raymond Acha. They have presented their document to the president, the investigations that they had, emails, etc. Hey. Now, the highlights of Oral Preparatory Team report, which has been submitted to the president, say a total estimated value of all cases reviewed can be put at $21.9 billion US dollars. $21.9 billion US dollars. That's the estimate of how much has been looted. In terms of the value of financial cases reviewed, 36 cases were reviewed. That will come to a tune of $20.49 billion US dollars. $20.49 billion US dollars. And then you're looking at estimated value of state lands that have been reviewed, $702.8 billion US dollars. Assassin. How do you say it in assassin?
Azele.
How do you say it in your language?
What is Azele?
Land. Yeah.
Tingan Azele.
Sure. Tingan.
Tingan.
Okay.
Tingan. Hello. Tingan.
No, there are two different words.
Okay.
I'm saying that. So, tinge, you can say tinge.
Okay.
Or tingan.
No, let's use the tingan because there's gun inside. Around there is gun matter. So, Azele. Tingan. Shipong. Asase. Now, the highlights of the complaints received.
None of us came with land. But we are fighting and killing over land.
And some are stealing too. Now, the complaints received, the total number of complaints received were 2,417. 2,417 complaints. The emails that were received as 924. And then calls received 1,493. Charlie Chukas Deo. People they chuk. People they chuk. Charlie, so we did. No, go back.
When you were chopping, I came to you. I begged you for
me.
small. You didn't mind me. I'll choke you.
You are taking the tingan. You see me. 2,417 complaints have been received. 924 emails received, and then 1,493 calls received. Ajala. Petitions received directly by members are 44 different petitions. I'm sure Martina Mido had a petition. The chief petitioner.
I'm sure we too had a petition is submitted to people on the team.
I see. And then cases reviewed prior to oral, that's 59. And then 230 total number of cases subjected to detailed review as at 6 p.m. on the 9th of February 2025. Detailed review as at 6 p.m. on the 9th of February 2025. Documents and petitions and everything, 230.
What time was the report presented?
Yesterday, the 10th. So as of the 9th, they were still reviewing detailed petition in a very detailed manner. And now if you have this, you have 1,000 people calling to choke you. 2,000 people writing.
What is all this? Why would you choke like that?
Oh, Charlie, choking. 2,000 is the 2,000 that got to me, you know. Yeah, that's 2,000. They're choking. Anyway, let's listen to Chairman of Oral, Samuel Okujetua Blakwa, who was our Foreign Affairs Minister, yesterday while he presented the report of the investigative team, or the team that received the reports and the choking, to the president. Listen.
First of all, we'd like to extend our sincerest gratitude to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama for the opportunity to be of service to our great country. This is service we have rendered pro bono, very sacrificially, but it is one service that we are so proud of and we are deeply honored that His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama considered us worthy to support him in this endeavor. Operation Recover All Loot, as has been said, was a major anti-corruption plank in the campaign of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. All Ghanaians have been deeply outraged at the levels of corruption and the levels of dissipation of state assets, state resources. And they expect His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to fulfill his campaign mandate of recovering what truly belongs to the Ghanaian people. On the 18th of December 2024, the then President-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, announced this oral preparatory team. The members of the team include the eminent former Auditor General, Mr. Daniel Yaw-Domelevo, COP retired Nathaniel Kofi Boakye, lawyer Martin Bebu, a private legal practitioner, and Mr. Raymond Archer, the ACE investigative journalist. I was tasked to be their chief servant of the preparatory team. We swung into immediate action. We set up channels of communication consistent with the mandate that the president-elect at the time gave us. So we set up a toll-free line, 0800 900 111. We established a website, www.oralgh.org, an email address, public@oralgh.org. Her Excellency the Vice President was also generous to offer us her conference room as our secretariat. So that served as our secretariat. So we didn't have to pay rent for our meetings. We also want to use this opportunity to thank the young Ghanaians who volunteered, because every Ghanaian is passionate about the success of Oral. IT experts volunteered to set up this platform for us free of charge. So the toll-free lines, the websites, these are patriotic Ghanaians who did not demand any compensation from us. And we want to convey.
So the people went to Chuk for free. Wow, Charlie.
And even set up the mechanism for the Chuk.
Yeah, Charlie.
Hey, Ghanaians.
They set up toll-free line. Right?
My Ghana people, is that how you are?
Charlie, but if we all are doing things and you are choking, Charlie, no. Hey, Charlie.
No, but I hope they didn't choke out of Edidija. That one there, it won't be fine.
Oh, no, the Edidija, it is always a
you
feature.
should choke out of principle. Don't choke because you didn't get
You know what I was thinking? You see the money that had been busted with the gold bars. First of all, I don't believe that there's counterfeit, because nobody stores counterfeit. So let's forget that one. There's no counterfeit. They should come and tell us some proper story.
that one is not flying.
What are you storing counterfeits to do? You they store fake money, take do it. Oh, please. So they should stop that thing. That's one. Number two, I think that the tip-off was from a Didija people.
Yes.
You know the Pina SHS thing? I'm sure it's a Didija that made them tip off the police that, Charlie, catch the school bus. There's something inside.
If the headmaster was sharing,
Nobody would know. Nobody would have known. Charlie, now they have done toll-free line.
but you should stop.
They set up a toll-free line. Then the people are choking you on the toll-free line.
Because you didn't share.
Yeah, people are sending email.
Just the man came for 100 Ghana. Just give him 100 Ghana.
He said there's no money.
He said there's
Charlie,
no money. Meanwhile, you are spending millions.
Oh, he will choke you. He will choke you. That was Samuel Kudito Blackwell, as Minister for Foreign Affairs. He's also the lead person on Oral. Now let's listen to former Auditor General of the Republic, Daniel Yaw-Domelevo. He was literally hounded out of office But he's back in the game, doing what he loves to do best, chasing corrupt people. Listen to him.
Don't think it is such a difficult task. It depends upon the method and the approach that we are going to use. But let me also say that if you heard us clearly, we keep saying this is not a report on investigation. This is data we have collected or information we have collected. After investigation, some of the cases may be dropped. I don't think it is such a difficult task. It depends upon the method and the approach that we are going to use. But let me also say that if you heard us clearly, we keep saying this is not a report on investigation. This is data we have collected or information we have collected. After investigation, some of the cases may be dropped.
Chairman, yeah, when he's talking about these things, he's passionate too. Daniel Adomelo, he said, oh, this is just data we are collecting. They are collecting data into people's lives. Data that could change people's lives forever.
It's a matter. Huh?
Yeah, and Chairman says, oh, it's just data.
It's just data.
Yeah, collecting data. Some may be dropped. Yeah. The last time I checked,
you know, that's what the police would do to you.
Yeah.
They say,
I'm coming. Enco station.
Now, what's it then? What's that way there?
Enco station. When you reach the station, they say, oh, sit at counter back.
Sit down.
Then he says, oh, they buy something.
Me try, now we'll say.
Then they see.
And your life is changing like that.
It's just data that the man is collecting from you, nothing more. It's just common data. Yeah, it's data. Data.
Change your life.
Charlie, the data can change your life. Now, there's also Raymond Archer, a member of the oral team, prolific journalist, investigative journalist, that is, businessman. Listen to him.
A lot of people actually think that what is going to happen is based on the information we have just received from the public. I can tell you from where I sit, a whole lot is going to happen. Information and investigations that may not have come from the public or from here. It's going to be a big net, and I can tell you some very interesting things may happen. A lot of people actually think that what is going to happen is based on the information we have just received from the public. I can tell you from where I sit, a whole lot is going to happen. Information and investigations that may not have come from the public or from here. It's going to be a big net, and I can tell you some very interesting things may happen.
Interesting thing.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
A whole lot of calls are coming. They
are calling, man. They keep on calling.
How many calls did they receive? Over 1,000 calls.
Yeah, 1,000 calls. The people keep on calling.
Somebody sat down by the phone.
Yeah.
Somebody sat by the phone.
Was writing and receiving.
1,149.
The people say detailed. As of the 9th, the day before they presented the report, they were reviewing detailed.
230 of them.
Charlie, it's the cause that shook me. So people can choke like this in this country.
1,493 calls received.
Yeah.
Emails. So Ghanaians, we like email like that.
We like emails. Almost 2,000 emails.
924.
Charlie, all in the name of Chuke.
Over 2,000
It's not an
complaints.
email that you're explaining plaintiffs. It's an email you're saying, this is why you have struck money. So we don't
But I bet some of the emails will be exciting to you.
Yeah. People will add attachments to it.
They say, yeah, my neighbor has some building. It is not his. You see the volumes of the...
Black and he likes books and
No. Let's see the figures. Where are you in a hurry to go? I see. They keep on calling.
Even calling. 702 million US dollars. Estimated value of state lands review. So
You see the things.
the scenario
something
would
what
be
gun?
the
land.
Tengan.
Azele. Tengan. The estimated value of state Tengan reviewed is $702.8 million US dollars.
702.8. So this is what undervalued lands, right?
Yes.
So if
The cantonment land that was bought for less than 50,000, for example.
cantonment.
Yeah, Sapema land cries how much?
This matter. The Sapema people will come for you.
And they keep on calling.
You have 3 or 4 phones. What messages have you been receiving?
I haven't even read them because they keep on coming. They keep on coming. I think that I have to turn one of the phone off.
You haven't read any of them? Messages of support?
No, not at all. Look, they still calling. They still calling. Phones are calling. So that shows how joy.
I'm sure this was a Blackwest reaction when the phones, 1,000 calls were coming.
Yeah, it shows how joy.
It shows how joy, orally, phones are calling. Now let's listen to the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama. He received the report yesterday. That's what he had to say. Let's listen to him.
It is with great solemnity and a deep sense of duty that I receive this comprehensive report of Operation Recover All the Loot, an initiative that represents an unwavering commitment to the fight against corruption, financial malfeasance, and the misappropriation of public resources. From the onset of my administration, I made it clear that Ghana's resources belong to the people of Ghana and must be used judicially for their collective good. The diversion of public funds for personal gain undermines development, it erodes public trust, and deepens inequality. It is for this reason that Operation Recover All the Loot was launched, to ensure that what had been wrongfully taken from the state is restored to its rightful owners, the Ghanaian people. I therefore wish to commend the members of this team for their dedication and professionalism in carrying out this vital national assignment without compensation, without expectation of any remuneration. The meticulous investigations, legal actions, and asset recoveries reflected in this report are a testament to the seriousness with which this government approaches the issue of accountability and good governance. The findings of this report make for sober reading. They reveal the scale of financial leakages that have cost our nation dearly. Resources that should have been invested in education, healthcare, infrastructure, and social development. But they also offer hope that through our collective efforts, we can reclaim what is ours and deter future acts of economic sabotage. As we receive this report, let me assure the Ghanaian people that the work does not end here. The recommendations of the report will be carefully studied, and where legal action and investigations are warranted, they will be pursued without fear or favor. Every peso recovered will be channeled back into national development, and mechanisms will be strengthened to prevent such losses in the future. I have promptly handed over the report to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, and I give him firm instructions to commence immediate investigations into the cases reported in here with a view to prosecuting anyone found liable for corruption or related offenses. To those who think they can defraud the state and escape justice, let this serve as a strong warning. Ghana is no longer a safe haven for corruption. To those who stand for integrity, accountability, and the rule of law, I assure you that this government remains your steadfast partner in building a nation where honesty and hard work are rewarded. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a defining moment in our fight against corruption. We must all play our parts, citizens, civil society, the media, and public officials alike. Together, we will build a Ghana that is just, transparent, and prosperous for generations to come. I thank you, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama there. It's 5 minutes to the top of the hour. 9. I want to bring you a playback. Listen.
Look, I have documents here, and I'm going to teach you state capture. Honorable Chinia was deputy minister. I'll give you all the documents for your perusal, and I'll tell you why he won't escape jail. Honorable Chinia was deputy minister.
But you don't determine.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm going to put the bare facts here. Usually we discuss people when they are not on set, right? Today the corporate is on set, so I will discuss it here, and I'll give you every document. Unlike he denied, Honorable Chinia was deputy minister. Yesterday, I heard him ranting on Good Morning Ghana 2 days ago that President Mahama bought this, President Mahama bought that, bought the state land. When he was asked to prove, he failed to do so. But little did he know that he himself has been a culprit so long as the dissipation of state property is concerned. As we speak now, his radio station is on a land in Tumu. That land was a government land. It belonged to the local assembly. His radio station is there. How did he acquire that land? Number two, close to the stadium in Tumu is government land. As we speak now, he's putting up a filling station there. How did he acquire that land? State land. Yet, he sat on TV and was mentioning President Mahama's name as if that was even true. Meanwhile, you have been acquiring state property. The land where you stayed, the property you stayed as deputy minister in Wa, the land just next to it, he's acquired it. How did he get it? State property at a residential area. It's now in his name, Chinia. As if that was not enough, I'm going to teach you proper state capture. His brother went to form a company, and the company is called Bawuriese. If you can correct me, you know the name. Batuawese, very good, he knows it. Batuawese, his brother, direct brother, is also called Chinia, Baka Chinia also. You know the name, what's your brother's name?
You go on.
His driver was also part to form that company. His brother is called Abdel Bazak Chinia. His driver is called Dimbie Yahya, and his direct cousin is called Olatunji Amuda. They formed a company called Batuawese. Came to him as deputy minister, together with his minister at the ministry, and he awarded a contract, a road contract worth 12 million to his own brother. They captured all the projects in Tumu, Sesala, his constituency, and decided to execute it as one family, as if we didn't have contractors in Tumu. What saddened my heart, Sewa, is that after the awarding of contracts to his own brother, which sparks traces of conflict of interest and to a larger extent, massive corruption, they took mobilization and failed to do the work. As we speak today, that road has been abandoned in his own constituency. So I kept saying that, look, if you even want to be wicked to your own constituency, at least if you want to engage in family and friends, if you want to be corrupt in your own society, you should take the contract and execute it. You don't take it and leave it. Today your people are struggling, your own constituency. Are you happy, Mr. MP? As if that was not enough. They went to the Ministry of Agric. I'm going to teach you state capture. And they went and took goods, farm inputs worth I think 3-4 million. Farm inputs worth 4 million. They brought the farm inputs, smuggled half a number to foreign countries. Fertilizers were smuggled under the Planting for Food and Jobs. The minister then of Agric cautioned him that, look, the rate at which they were smuggling fertilizer to neighboring countries was high. And the amount of money...
Cautioned who?
Cautioned him as deputy minister. It is in a letter. I'll give it to you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I brought all facts. You can take these two. And then 1, 2. Today, we'll talk about state capture. The third one, they took farm inputs and they smuggled half. The amount that was used and paid for was 1.3 million. I read a letter that was written to his minister to tell him as deputy minister to pay the balance they were owing to government. The letter says, under the Planting for Food and Jobs campaign, outgrower scheme, operators and commercial farmers were allowed to access farm inputs. So farm inputs that were meant for his constituents, he alone went and collected them and denied his constituents access to these farm inputs. Now listen carefully. Batuawese Company Limited, owned by the deputy regional minister, say, why are you listening? He was deputy minister of the Upper West region, is the company that accessed farm inputs under the campaign in 2017. Per the arrangement, the company paid only 50%. And they refused to pay the other 50%. This is the letter. So Chinia did not only buy state lands in Tumu, he did not only buy state lands in Wa, he further took farm inputs that belonged to his own society. I am saying all this because...
Hey, Kachonia, see,
After making our mother.
Charlie, this is why you don't get anywhere wrong, go. They trap no Achibela. I'm family that's on trap no Achibela. Depression is not good, though. Oh my God. Hey! So all these things, it happened in Ghana 6-2.
Ghana, we did.
And the man was sitting there, like,
right
in
there.
the court. He was in the court.
And that was the beauty of it. I mean, you are challenged right in front of you.
In fact, at some point, he admitted that, yes,
you can't come and say that you were not there to speak for yourself. Yeah. And that was the premise. You see, that's how Basintale started the conversation. He said, a lot of the times, we speak about people who are not there, present in studio to speak for themselves.
One day you are here.
Today we will speak about somebody who is here.
Said it's Chineas in the Yemden. This estimated state value lands. Chineas on is among.
Is among them.
And then now
Azele.
Basintale is among the people who have sent their mails.
We know he's one of the serial callers.
We know he's one of the chukes.
The chukes.
He went to Chuk. But the thing is serious. You know, so, I mean, at what point are we able to stop this state capture, taking state assets? Because it looks like everybody comes in to come and grab something and go away.
The members' bill, what Ablaka
the private members' bill.
Exactly, that he will champion.
On the restricting politically exposed persons from procuring state lands.
I think that would be how it should go. Because
should we bet that the same people will find a way around that law?
Whatever happens, there'll be a loophole. But at least we are reducing the number of people who take advantage.
One of my callers this morning asked a question that I thought was very, very, essential. He said that Oral is now looking at the past. While this government is in place, where is its own Oral?
Maybe when they leave office.
No, because
you see, I spoke about
whether you like it or not. There are people in this government who will throw caution to the dogs, who will do exactly what has been done in the past.
Yes. So you see, I spoke about principle this morning, conviction this morning. That look, even though you are friends with the President of the Republic, your own convictions tell you that this is the right thing, and that is what you stick with.
Right.
Your own principles tell you that you depart when they depart from the principles that you swear to uphold together.
Right.
And so I believe that in the present circumstances, President Mahama, throughout the campaign and into the swearing-in period, said he promised that, look, don't tell me we have heard some before, that if you want to make money, my administration is not a place for you. And it would require more than a law to be able to keep that in check. It will also require people, appointees who are principled, appointees who know that even if they want to acquire state land, that parcel of land would have to go through certain processes, would have to go through certain people and channels, and that at the end of the day, you are paying fair value for that parcel of land. It's not the case that we are saying that people cannot acquire state lands. That is not the argument. You can, but before that parcel of land is released to you, Minister Crosby, that parcel of land must first of all have gone through to the people from whom it was taken. They are given the option to repurchase the land from the government, paying the value for it.
Right.
When that fails, then they say that, okay, Minister Crosby, you say you want this land.
Crosby, is it a church one or the state? You know the people who sing in church, they say minister. That's why I want clarity, because
political
Astus has been calling Crosby Osofo, so I want clarity.
Astus is the one who started that confusion.
The Osofo, the minister, no? Because we all know that
the man is not.
You have continue that thing.
So Minister Crosby will then come, and that parcel of land will go through valuation.
Right.
And the valuers will tell you that this parcel of land situates between 37 Military Hospital and Flagstaff House. The current value is 10,000 Ghana cedis. So Minister Crosby, pay 10,000 Ghana cedis to the state for this parcel of land. That is what should happen. It is not that Minister Crosby will say, I want the land. Away with any other person and any other interest.
Right.
I am minister. Land valuation people, you say the land is 10,000. I'll give you 1,000. And give me papers. That is what is not taking us anywhere.
Right.
Using your office to, let me use the word, illegally acquire state property.
That's wrong.
That is very wrong. And that should cover for the vehicles as well.
Anyway.
Somebody, a vehicle is purchased for official use. Somebody uses that vehicle for 2 years or 1 year, and they say, oh, you are going, the government has changed power, so you are leaving, and we are selling the vehicle back to you. How can you buy a Genesis for 30,000 Ghana cedis? I mean, how? Genesis, you buy Genesis for 30,000 Ghana cedis.
What's your problem? Maybe we bought it from Google Play Store.
Are you serious?
Look, listen to this one. So we had an OB at the Sumo, Andrew Japamesa of PDS, and later Deputy Energy Minister, and then Eduji Tamaklo of NPA, and he had not been head
now
of the
NPA.
Liga. Yes, NPA, but he used to be a member of the Liga. He was not even there.
He wasn't. Yeah.
Listen to the showdown.
He and his friends conspired to sell our ECG for nothing. What about that?
Best in the morning is on
He
92.7.
was the one who incorporated the lead company that was involved in the PDS.
But if you're a lawyer, if you represent a company to do incorporation, does that imply?
No, he's the secretary of the company. And they conspired to steal, to defraud this country. Where are they? What has happened to them? The PDS gang. He's one of them. He has the temerity to talk about Mahama. Is that not strange? That is why I'm saying that, look, there are real bread and butter issues. We can focus on that discussion. But if you want to go into the gutters, you both, go low, we go lower.
You both are too dressed to
I
get
am
into the
surprised that
gutters.
this morning he decided to go on that target.
So it's only fair to give Japa the right of reply.
Look, you gave him,
yes.
you gave me. So if he goes, I'll get the opportunity.
Because now you are alleging, and once he's here, I'd allow him. It's only fair that we allow him, and then we'll switch. So grant
I
that.
can even see the rest of the time.
I will not.
He can't get himself out of PDS.
I will not.
This is not a funny matter, please. You people have to be serious. I don't like it when you people do these things. It's not fair. It's not nice. It's not nice. Oh, Charlie, but this oral thing. I'm really hoping that some speed will be attached to this speed, because if you don't have speed in this and people lose steam, we may as well forget it.
No, but you see, we have to also admit that this is not a one-day job. Okay, it's a whole lot of work. And again, I said this the day we were discussing the formation of oral. I said that this is law.
Right.
It is not emotion.
No.
It is not common sense. It is not political commentary.
Right.
You see, this is information that has been gathered at best. That is the value we can put on it. Yes, in the public space, on social media, on traditional media, there would be some level of embarrassment that would be caused some of the people named in that report. We still don't have access to that report, but I'm very sure that very soon Just give us hours. We will we'll start pouring through the report. But there's a lot of work that has to go into this.
Right.
Cases that will spring from here into the law court would have to be airtight.
Right.
They shouldn't be rushed. They shouldn't be politically motivated. The interest should be Ghana getting its money, pure and simple. And I have said it before. I know Martin Kpebu. I know Okujeto Ablakwa. I know Domelevo.
Right.
The only person I don't know on that committee is the former police boss, Kofi Boakye.
Right.
I have not had that close interaction with him. But I know that each one of them...
The police is your friend.
The police is my friend. Except when they stop me at the traffic lights.
The best in the morning is
But I know that each one of them is very passionate about this. They are passionate about fighting corruption. And that is a good thing. They are passionate about ensuring that the right thing is done. And that is a good thing. And so our only interest should be that the work that they have spent time doing will not be wasted.
Right.
Based on some rule. Maybe you have the evidence was not properly collected or the evidence was not properly stored, then it goes to court and it becomes political football. It becomes the usual NDC, NPP.
Right.
Some AG will come and say that you are my man, they were persecuting you, I've discontinued the case. That is not what should happen.
No.
That is not what should happen. And so the trouble, the burden is now on the Attorney General. The trouble is now on the Attorney General to ensure that people who must answer, not people who should be harassed.
Right.
Only people who must answer.
Right. And that's why I like Domelevo's angle.
Are called to answer.
I like Domelevo's angle that, look, some of the cases might drop.
Yes. No, it's an admission we all have to make and an expectation we must have. It's not because, your neighbor has some building that you are jealous of him, so you've called to report the person.
Right.
Then you are expecting that the person, if they drop, you say,
it cannot happen.
Say, or bribe or more. That's why I started by saying that it is not emotional.
Let's talk to Mary Ada of the Ghana Integrity Initiative. She joins us on the phone line now. Good morning, madam. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Mr. Hughes, and good morning to your cherished listeners.
Great. This oral work, I'm sure that you have followed it. First of all, your primary impressions about the whole oral setup and the principle behind it.
So, for me, I see oral as a policy of government. And as a policy, policies are, if I may say, what governments want to do or what they do not want to do. But in this case, this policy reflects government's desire to fight the canker of corruption. And with policies, we need certain key indicators to determine if this policy would survive or not survive. And the key amongst them is how the process is undertaken. And so in all that we do as a people, particularly those who are going to be in the forefront of this policy, we need to be very resilient and we need to be very clear as to the path it is taking. So oral as a policy, fantastic idea, and we would be watching to see how it pans out.
Now, in terms of panning out, the president has received the report of the extensive work that's been done by oral. There are concerns about people being persecuted instead of being prosecuted. Do you have same fears and concerns? Hello, Mariada. Hello? Hello?
The call has been put on hold.
Oh, Madam put us on hold.
No.
Yes, Madam. Let's hear you,
can
please.
hear me.
I can hear you now.
I think another call was coming in. Sorry about that.
Yes, we.
So I do not have those fears that people will be vilified. In any way, public service is to serve the interests of the public or Ghanaians, if you may say. And so whoever works in this space should be able to tell us that when I was given the opportunity to serve Mother Ghana, I was able to do it with distinction, excellently accomplished. Otherwise, you should also be able to reflect to say, I could have done better. Or I used that office to do what I was not supposed to do. And so there is, in public service, there's also the opportunity to render account if you do something contrary to the law. And in this case, we're talking about avarice, we're talking about greed, we're talking about people who have abused public office for private gain, allegedly. And so for me, I also know, and I'm confident in the systems we have built over time.
Right.
We have investigative bodies, those who investigate and prosecute corruption, headed by the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. We also have the adjudication, which would then go to the court.
Right.
So these systems and structures are set or put together for a purpose that people who serve the public interest will not at the end of the day be smiling at the wrong side of their faces for serving us. But then if they actually do those things, then they must answer. And they must answer to the right people, to the right places, and finality brought. So I have confidence that investigations will prove or disprove some of these allegations. And there is no need. Perhaps if we are talking about witchcraft hunting, we will not fight corruption. And yesterday I heard the president also talk about the issues around OPAL that he would also put in place another one to prevent. So it won't just be about people who have left government, but people who serve. And Johnny, if I may quickly add, today we launched the Corruption Perception Index.
Okay.
And it's shown that we scored 42, meaning we have dropped 1 point from 2023. That alone then gives us the impetus that government's call to fight corruption through oral and other initiatives must be taken more seriously, both by government and by those of us who drive the call for accountability. Because the picture out there is not good. But we hope that government would be able to take up this fight to see that we do better.
Now, how soon should the president be forwarding this report to the relevant authorities? I mean, Oral has insisted that they just gathering information and data. Now they have it presented to the president. How soon should he be expediting action on it?
Immediately, because I believe Oral did some basic analysis. And the president, knowing that he doesn't have that capacity and time to also do another job on the side, he has his representative, who is the legal person of state, or the attorney of state. And he handed it over to him immediately. And I believe that when other issues come up, they should be handed over immediately to the Attorney General and also to all the other state-obligated institutions to fight or to investigate properly, so-called, and then take it to the next steps.
Now, there are concerns about cases that were active under the erstwhile administration, cases of alleged corruption and corruption-related activities that have all gotten a clean bill of health. Some of them have even gone on to get appointments. And the public now are saying that Operation Clear All Looters, that's what is happening, as opposed to Operation Recover All Loot. I'm sure you've heard some of those concerns. What do you think?
Certainly, and to be very honest and frank with you, I believe the Attorney General could have done a better job. Freeing people or discontinuing the cases is at his purview, it's within his mandate to so do. But then we have a different bargain in this case because we voted for the president based on the fact that there were certain things which happened which we were not too content with or not happy with. So information to the citizens of Ghana detailing why those cases were discontinued would have been good. But to hear that the Attorney General is now going to convene to explain is, I think, after the fact and would not have the effect it is supposed to have had. Admittedly, we know that many of these cases have taken a long time. We also know that the previous government was fighting corruption and decided to pursue some of these instances of misappropriation.
Right.
Is the Attorney General telling us that all of them didn't have any merit and should be discontinued without explanation?
I see. Now, how do we as a country, in our quest to fight corruption, move beyond partisanship and political witch hunting so that a fight against corruption will not be seen as trying to score points for the other side of the aisle, but rather seen to be in the best interest of the country? How do we go about that?
We should allow the state agencies that have been set up, like SHRAJ and the OSP, to play their roles and play them independently. As politicians, we should know that people will vote you into power. You have your policy to implement, but you should not take the forefront in executing some of these. Allow independent state institutions who are so-called to do their work and demand accountability from them. We also believe that in funding and equipping these institutions, it will be a good job to do. But then all other processes related to corruption, meaning investigations, meaning, so like what happened yesterday, giving an account of exactly what has happened with the committee,
right.
The number of cases you received, those you have looked at, those you have discounted, why did you discount them? And those you are pursuing, why you think they are worthy of pursuing? And then being accountable. So the social contract should be dealt with. Continue to flow. Be transparent, be accountable, resource the institutions very well, support them, and ensure that everybody is treated equally. And I am very sure nobody would do anything, would say anywhere that people are being vilified because of their political interest.
Would you say that our corruption, based or corruption-focused institutions, YOCO, NIB, Office of the Special Prosecutor, SHRAJ, etc., would you say that they have done us some great service, or is there more room for improvement, really?
Oh, there is more room for improvement in every arena of state. We do not have perfection, also because of the ecosystem within which they operate, from appointments to even their resources and many of the interferences that happen. So we do not have perfect ecosystem, but they are doing their best within the limited spaces they find themselves. So we cannot say that they can't do their work. We need to support them. We need to encourage them. And for us who are on the demanding accountability from this, we should come to them each and every time, encouraging them to do their work. And by saying encouraging, I mean we should demand accountability from them as well. Exactly.
Mariada, I want to thank you very much indeed for your time and spending your breakfast time with us.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Great. That's Mariada. She's Executive Director of the Ghana Integrity Initiative. She joined us here with her thoughts and comments. And you can also join us on Facebook. We're live on 3FM 927. You can join us with your thoughts and comments right there. We'll take a quick break. When we return from this break, I'm sure we can hand over the phone to you so you can also tell us what's on your mind in terms of the work of oral and matters arising, corruption fights, and all the issues in between. Let me leave you with this.
Action should have been terminated, but that has not been acted upon by President Akufo-Addo.